And before we get into the whole process, I do have to mention again, this is a quick and easy way of doing this. If you want it to be completely perfect, that's fine, but realistically, it's going to take a lot more time, or it's going to take more money to do the whole process. If it's something like I have here, realistically, I'm probably only going to be looking to sell this for around $3,000. I'm not expecting for this to look like some perfect truck after everything is said and done. I just want it to look a little bit better than it is. This is all the things that you're going to need beforehand, and it really doesn't cost too much money. All this stuff together probably cost around $30. If you had to get the drill as well, maybe it might cost around $60, but still not too much. So first we have the wheel cleaner, we have the drill, trash bags, spray paint, we have the rust remover in different sizes, and then the paint tape. Oh, and I almost forgot to add this as well, guys. You're also going to need some playing cards. Get your playing cards out. Going through this whole process in a simple 4 steps. The first step is just going to be cleaning it off. Of course, there's no way that we can just leave it as it is and just go on with the rest of the process and end up smearing the dirt all around the wheels. For that, we're just going to use some wheel cleaner. It doesn't have to be the specific one, but any type of wheel cleaner would do. So we're just going to be spraying it along the whole wheel and then wiping it off right after. Wow, doesn't that look so much better already? Now we're on to step 2. Now we're going to be using the scrubber right here, and we're going to be using the drill with it. Of course, just make sure that when you're getting around the edges, since you are doing it like this with a tire still on it, make sure you're not going to be ripping the tire apart as well, since this is pretty abrasive with the drill attachment on it. Realistically, not even just with wheels, but really with anything, you have to scrub it down as well and really be able to scratch the surface a good amount before you end up painting over it. Otherwise, the paint just isn't going to stick enough. So we're going to be using this scrubber to go over the whole wheel, scrub everything down. First we'll be using this scrubber. Then right after that, now we're going over to the smaller scrubber right after to be able to get really deeper into the smaller spaces. And of course, we're just going to wash it down after and get all that grime off. And now you're going to see just how heavily scraped up it is. Really, it's actually removed most of the dirt that was on it in the oxidation, but this is going to be a perfect ground to be able to lay the paint on after. So now it comes time to step 3, which is masking everything off. This is where we're going to be using the garbage bags as well as the masking tape to get everything ready. And yes, we are going to be doing it with the wheels on the car. So just stay tuned so you can see exactly how we're going to be doing it. First thing, of course, you really don't want to be getting the paint on the brakes and on the calipers behind the wheels. So we're going to be masking that off first and foremost. So all we did was just rip the garbage bag in half and then spreading it along where the brakes are. And there we go. Now we don't have to worry about the brakes being covered up with paint. Now the next thing is just going to be the tires. And this is where the playing card is going to come in. What you're going to be doing is just going along the whole tire. You could use index cards as well. Basically any type of card would work. I mean, if you have some type of cards already that you could use and you don't have to go out and buy, that would be perfect. That's why I'm using the ones here. And there we go. The wheel's looking like an art piece. And of course, you also don't want to be painting over the valve stem, so we're going to be taping over that as well. And now when it comes to the paint, it's really up to you what type of paint you want. I'm going to be going with the flat black just because I'd rather just have the flat black look. I don't want the rims to be popping out too much. But it's everything with the preparation. Now we're going to get over to the front part, which is actually painting. Funny thing is that really most of the time with this stuff, most of it really comes down to the preparation. The painting is probably the easiest part of it all. Now we're going to be going over it with around 2 to 3 different coats. I'm going to do 3, but really it's up to you. Regardless, the first coat is going to be going over a little lighter, and then after that it's going to be a little bit heavier. And whatever your last step would be, or whatever your last coat would be, that should be the thickest coat. And as just a couple of tips while you're doing it as well, you also just want to make sure that when you're going through the strokes, you don't start painting right at the beginning of your stroke. It's generally going to leave a streak, or it's going to have like a big wet spot in one area. You want to start your stroke or start moving your hand and then start spraying after, just so you could have kind of like a continuous flow of everything. And then just in general, when you're doing the whole painting, you want to make sure that you're covering everything evenly. You don't want to have one spot really thick and then one spot really light. Just try to cover it all. And you could even go back and spray a couple more things afterwards if you feel like you missed a spot. This is how the first coat is looking. I literally just finished this, so it's still pretty wet, but we are going to be waiting around 10 to 15 minutes before applying the second coat. And of course, during this time, this isn't really extra work for you. You could just go inside, chill out or whatever, and then come back when the time is up. And this is what it's looking like after the first coat. 15 minutes has passed. And as I mentioned, I'm going to be going over it a decent amount thicker with the second coat, and I'm probably just going to be stopping there just so that you guys can see what it looks like with just 2 coats, in case you just want to stop there and save yourself some time. Okay, so I did end up leaving it overnight for 2 reasons. First of all, it was starting to get pretty dark, so you weren't going to really be able to see it too much. I didn't want to take away from its glory, you know. And second of all, realistically, I did want to let it fully sit and dry so you could see what it completely looks like, not when it's wet and everything as well. So let's look at it now. Oof. Oh boy, look at that. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. And to be honest, I'm digging the cards on the rim too. I think I might just keep that on there. Nah, I'm just kidding. Now we're just gonna pluck away all the stuff that we used to mask it. And I gotta say, I'm actually so glad that I did most of the stuff yesterday, because now it's getting into winter time in New York and it's starting to get kind of cold. But yeah, let's get to taking everything off. This is how it's looking with everything off. I will say I'm definitely going to be cleaning the tires as well, and I'm going to be restoring the trim before I sell this thing, but that's not what this video is about.